Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video, we're going to take a look at some major currency pairs of interest for the week ahead and some possible other cross pairs that we could look to trade. So, I'm going to check out the dollar index first, as you can see in front of you, and we can see the fact that the market has recently broken through into some new highs here, which would suggest that the dollar is still really strong, heading towards this next level of resistance around that 99.40, 99.50 zone just up in here. This is where I expect the US dollar to head towards. Now, a couple of things we can watch out for. We can look for the pullback into the recent breakout highs, that 98.50, 98.40 area. Look for the market to continue to move higher from here, or wait for that deeper retracement, wait for a pullback into this sort of 98 area, those previous breakout highs, which I like to trade from quite often for a move higher. But everything's still pointing north here for the US dollar, so we've got quite a few scenarios that could possibly play out here on the dollar index. That transitioning over to euro dollar, still seeing that downside on euro. Expect to see this continue. Was looking for an earlier short position today, but didn't quite get the opportunity that I was looking for. But essentially what we had here is we're approaching these monthly lows after breaking out of these lows through here, expecting that downside to continue and hit that level. Then we either pull back, go short in here, where we would see the dollar index pull back as well, or we wait for that break and continuation. But downside is very, very likely here on the euro, and still looking for that to continue. Looking into sort of potential moves tomorrow, if you just look at the 4-hour time frame, there's a nice little shelf kind of setting itself up around about this 109.42 area. And if we actually dive down again, if we get a pullback into this sort of zone tomorrow, there could be an opportunity to get short here with our targets all the way down into that major support level through there. You know, we're bringing on the moving averages as well. You can see we've got the 5200 pulling back very nicely there. So, you know, there's some good options to potentially trade this short. If I bring the 30-minute time frame in as well, you can see the potential there to pull back and go short from this resistance level. Let's just make that red. So you can look for some early positions in at that point. Going down, looking at the pound obviously broken through these lows, looking for the next support level to come into contact with the pound. 128 looks pretty good. Been watching this 4-hour time frame, looking for the market just to pull up a little bit higher. We have seen the market fall from this level currently, so there is a bit of scope to look for a bit of a double top pattern here on this hourly time frame for a short opportunity potentially tomorrow. At the moment, the market's obviously come back into this previous structure high where it might find some support, and if it pushes into this zone tomorrow and gives us a nice bearish signal with maybe some RSI divergence with a higher high being formed and a lower high being formed, that could be a good opportunity to get short this market, targeting that 128 level in line with that sort of dollar strength. Aussie still remains at this big support level. If I just go to the weekly time frame, you know, buyers did come in last week. You know, it's starting to round off a little bit where we could see some buyers step in, but I'm going to wait for some kind of weekly confirmation here. It might be a little bit too soon to start buying any Australian dollars as well as the New Zealand dollar. You know, it looks to me like we're going to still see a little bit of downside in these markets, you know, maybe back into these kind of supporting areas. So Kiwi might have a little bit of work to go, a little bit of room to go in order to you know, find some support. And again, really nice area here to get short from if there is a potential to do so. 4-hour could present some good opportunities on this if we see some decent pullbacks on them. Aussie yen, I'm going to take a look at Aussie yen because I was asked to take a quick look at it in terms of, you know, if we see that risk of the coronavirus continue. I don't really like the weekly setup we've got going on. Not saying that this market can't move lower. I do absolutely believe that it could, especially if we take a look at this monthly time frame. You know, that to me suggests that we could see some decent downside out of this market. The early short opportunity was up in here, and we don't really have another opportunity just yet. And the price action, you know, is a little bit choppy. It's a little bit up and down. So what I would like to see is either these lows get cleared out through here, or I'd like to see, you know, some decent downside, maybe a false breakout and a retest of this zone would be a good opportunity to get back on the shorts down to those key lows. Plenty of time to get in this. No rush. You know, there's a nice 4 hour. If the nice 4 hour trend develops, then we're going to have plenty of opportunities to get short down into this area here. So keep your eyes on those. Let's just have a quick look at how gold is shaping up. I haven't had a look at this market just yet. But yeah, kind of seeing this rally in gold, kind of suggesting to me that the stocks are going to potentially fall. You can see that the Dow last week rejected those all-time highs once again, even though we closed bullish. We're going to have to be a little bit careful with the stock markets. You know, if we do see the market break into all-time highs yet again, that's going to be pretty risk-on heavy. That's going to be selling of the yen, buying of the you know, the risk assets such as the Australian dollar. So be a little bit careful with that this week, and just keep an eye on your stock markets in order to gauge that risk on, risk off sentiment. But you know, dollar's really the one to watch. We've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks, looking for those dollar continuations, and you know, proving pretty fruitful at the moment. So we'll continue to look for those this week and see if there's any good trading opportunities. Thanks for joining me. I'll speak to you tomorrow, and safe trading.